Hey. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of BubbleteaS Gaming, and today episode will be Tavern Awakening. Originally, I wanted to do a breakdown of the update, but then I realized if I talk about everything, the tavern, the new commanders, the new event, it will be a 30-minute long video. So for today, I will just break it down. I'll do the tavern part, then I'll do Selima either tomorrow or next week. Selima is actually a really good commander for you AC. Not even joking lah, but she's kind of taxing because there's no will event to give you 50 of her tokens if you intend to wake her. And she's also like, if you want a one-shot go her, it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. So today I'll be diving into the tavern. Then Selima, I'll do it either tomorrow or next week. The Glorious Conquest, I'm going to hold off and until I play the event, cause like I don't like to analyze the event, I just like to play as I go through. And I believe the Pioneer playtesting, there's tons of video around. TLDR, Bubbles doesn't give a shit. Bubbles likes to enjoy an event. Bubbles like to be surprised. I play events to have a good time, not to stress out and stuff. So after the event, I'll do analysis and I'll figure out like what's the optimal way to play the next event. That's how I get joy of the game. So, that being said, right, if you want to play the Glorious event, Conqueror event, right, you can take one event off. Like when the first CCS came out, I didn't play it because I wanted to see how serious and how it was like, just so that I know like what I'm bringing myself into, because these are troop loss events. So for the Glorious event, it's actually not a bad idea to just play the Gathering role where you don't need to attack and stuff. Hindsight, you may not get high ranking, risk reward factor, but it's always good to have information before you jump into anything. Okay, so stop the blabbering, TLDR, let's go to Tavern Awakening. So, in this patch, the Tavern sneakily without any patch notes got updated, and Bubbles is pleasantly surprised to me. I feel that this change, right, doesn't affect 80% of the population, cause like, I'm a medium spender. I haven't got all my stuff to level 80 and I only got 3 food left. So it's kind of hard for me to actually like evaluate whether this is game breaking or not. But from what I see, the combat rating went up to 10,000. Hey, if a 10,000 guy hits a 5,000 guy and 8,500 guy, there's no difference. So the only people getting a loss here is probably the rally tanks though. So in this new tavern, like, what do you need to know? So, okay, so the first lesson, right, that I want to stress to people is that before you level something from 60 to 61, right, always make sure for that particular item, let's say jewelry, like Ray, Sabrina, and Lena, and Melisandre. Where's Melisandre? Yeah, Melisandre for me is all 60, so this is a bad example. So, how can I say? Books also is a bad example. Let me think. Okay, for wine. Wine. Okay. So for wine, you have Julian. Raymond. And Drake. Okay, let's just put this example. So for example, if my Julian is level 60 right now, right, and my Drake is level 59, and my Raymond is level 59, you don't level Julian to level 61, because if you look at the cost, 50,000. And at 58, you get 42. So the difference is not much, but when you compare, like, okay, let's say Drake and Julian. So Julian has like 5 combat rating, and Drake also has 5 combat rating. So in essence, if you look, it's 4.2 thousand to level him to level 9 for you to get extra 5, but for Julian, it's 5,000. So it's a tad bit longer though. So what I suggest is always level up the commanders. So for example, okay, I can show you an example here. So my Julian is 59, Raymond 58, and my Drake is 58. So ideally, I want to level my Drake to 59, my Raymond to 59, my Julian then level to 60, my Drake to 60, and then my Raymond to 60. That's how then from then on you repeat 61, 62, 63. Cause like if you do this, you're buying temporary power spike instead of like you just go at it along, right? But that being said, at level 60, this is to farm until level 60. But from level 60, due to the fact that every level costs 5,000, there's actually no need to get everyone in sync. So prior to level 60, because of the discounted rate like 4.2, 5,000, it's always advisable for you to level them all to 60 before you push from 60 to 61, 60 to 80. From 60 to 80, right, regardless, it's always going to be 5,000 per level. So always pick the highest return. So for example, if it's Julian is 5 combat rating, while my Drake is also 5 combat rating, but my Raymond is only 3 combat rating, it will make sense for my Julian to get to 80, then getting my Drake to 80, then my Raymond from 60 to 80. So there's kind of a priority. So basically what I'm saying is that if you're below 60, get everyone to 60 to optimize the difference between the levels. And when they're all at 60, doesn't matter, just level it up as per normal. It's always going to be 5k cap. I think this is true because I have not leveled anyone past 60. Because I'm considered a medium spender, but I don't have much food in the tavern, okay. Okay, back to the notes. So, before I ramble on to the call of what I'm going to say, the reason why they are doing this to level 80, it could be pre-planned, but I think they looked at the max account and their budget max account, whereby they think that if they unlock Jon Snow, Cersei, Sandor, and Peter Baelish and Dany, they don't need to unlock other commanders to level 4 fully awaken. So, for example, in this, right, my Julian has to be level 4 before I can take him to 80. My Drake, due to the fact that it's only 3 stars now, I only can get him to 75. So for the max account, if they really want to be like max account, they have to get everyone in the tavern to level 4 fully awakened for them to get the maximum value of in the tavern. But that being said, how big of a difference does the tavern make? So if your combat rating and leadership, I reckon if you're 5% difference and like 100 to 200k rally size difference, it's not going to be that game breaking. Okay, maybe if you're 100k more, it's not going to be that game breaking, but anything more, it will be like, you can see the difference already. So because the max account are not incentivized to get the other commanders to level 4 because they're doing the Bastard 5, so I figured that this change is to encourage them to get everyone to level 4. So in essence, when you're max account, your real max account, you don't say you are max account but your Enzo only is level 2. Your Enzo has to be level 4. Goodbye benefits to Rebel Leader. Okay, the highest I seen in game, right, is 9,000. Trust me, this thing, right, is not easy to level up though. Okay. Rambling on, and time to go Notepad 2020. So here's the tier list for Tavern. So it's kind of update from my old Tavern video, but due to the fact that this one is new, I'm gonna show you how to prioritize for yourself. So in the Tavern, the SS tier list is always gonna be Bastard 5, Jon Snow, Cersei, yada yada. You can say that some Peter Baelish and doesn't have. Wait, let me check something. Let me check something. Yeah. Wait, let me check my Cersei. Shit, a minute. I forgot Cersei whether she has. I know one of the Bastard 5 doesn't have combat rating. Okay, so both Cersei and Peter Baelish doesn't have combat rating. So maybe you can put them on the back burner. But like, if you have Bastard 5, all of them, I'm gonna assume you're a rally tank. So, you're a bannerman, not a rally tank. So if you have all the Bastard 5, it's kind of, you're incentivized to get them. Cause like, Cersei gets 7 leadership and Peter gets 7 when they're fully awakened. Sandor also has leadership and combat rating. Just get the Bastard 5, because like, if you have the Bastard 5, okay, I'm gonna ramble downwards. Okay, so SS tier Bastard 5, get them to level 80 ASAP. Okay, for logic, for banner and 0, it's gonna be leadership plus combat rating, then leadership, then combat rating. Okay, why I rank leadership for higher than combat rating? Cause like, if you're banner and 0, you're naturally gonna have a higher combat rating when you rally a rally tank. You're naturally gonna have like, 10,000 difference already. So like the marginally doesn't really help though. So you need more leadership. Okay, even if it's castle siege, right? Would you have 1 to 3 max 5% stats different, or would you have 100 to 200k more rally size? For max account and for banners and zero castle, it's always gonna be, you're gonna look for prioritize leadership plus combat rating. Then you're going to look for leadership, and then you're looking at combat rating. For rally tanks, it's going to be the opposite. Combat rating, then combat plus leadership. So notice that this, right, is not above combat rating, unlike the banner and zero. It's always going to be combat rating. The higher is, the better. So for, let's say someone has 5 combat rating and someone has 3 combat rating but some leadership, like 3 leadership. Let's say 4 combat rating, you're gonna prioritize the one with 5 combat rating regardless of the leadership bonus than the leadership. Okay, so how using this information, for me, I'm right now a 0 castle and sometimes I lead rally, so I'm gonna use this ideology to calculate what I should be doing. So do a table, assume all at 60. Okay, so I'm gonna do this example jewelry. So for me, remember I said leadership first, right? Then combat rating. So my Sabrina is 3 combat rating and 4 leadership. Yes, I know they haven't been awakened. I'm just showing you how to do a calculation. I don't like to give you the answers. I'm going to show you an example and you do your own calculation. Don't be brain dead, man. Use your brain. Okay, so Sabrina has 3 combat rating but 4 leadership. So, and Rai has 4 combat rating and 3 leadership. If they were both awakened and I have both of them at level 4, I would go for Sabrina first before I do my Rai. Then when I finish my Rai, I'm going to look at Liana Waters. Liana Waters for the leadership and Melisandra for the combat rating. So this is my tier list when I do a banner, which is coincides with my logic though. Because for banner, right, combat rating and leadership together is always useful because you're attacking. So this is how I'll prioritize my commanders if I'm awakening, and this is for jewelry because I want to get the 2x value. If you feed food to Sabrina, you're not going to get the max value and it's going to be kind of wasted. Food will be allocated to the other people who get 2x from fruit. So the reason why Liana Waters is not above Sabrina and Rai, right, even though he has 5 leadership, is because you benefit from both combat rating and leadership. So as a rally tank, as a bannerman for this is what I would level up in my tavern. The priority list. Jane and Marjorie Tyrell in the garbage. So if you notice here, leadership plus combat rating is higher than pure leadership, and pure leadership is higher than pure combat rating. But for rally tanks is the opposite. Okay, so if let's assume this is LD is CR. Okay, if I was a rally tank and Liana Waters had 5 combat rating, she would be above, regardless of all these people having a bit of leadership. Because as a rally tank, you're probably not gonna send out or lead rallies, man. So you just want the pure stat. You just want your combat rating to be as close as possible. Okay, so this is what I'll say for Tavern Awakening. I hope you guys get the logic. And if you disagree with me, yeah, it's fine, man. But like, you can argue that Cersei and Peter Baelish shouldn't be first priority though. But dude, as you know, like, their leadership gain is insane, man. Like, one level is 7 or 6, man. The highest I seen for non is 5 though, so it makes a shit tons of difference. If you wanna do my method using this, you can even put the SS into your calculation if you're a max account. But my experience with max account, they have too much money, so they just max out anything anyway. Okay, I hope this is a short lesson about the tavern. I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next time.